Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting a brand new series and we are going to be colouring through this Berry Colouring Fairy Dreams book, and I'm hoping to do it cover to cover. So I've already done this little introductory page as well as this one where you put your little name on it. And these were super fun to do. I really enjoyed colouring wings a lot more than I thought I would. So that was very exciting. I'm probably going to colour this one just in my own time because it's not really enough for like a whole video, I don't think. Like I just have to colour a few bits and then like the background. So I'm going to do that in my own time. And then the same with this swatch page. Just because I don't really feel like they're enough for a whole video. But this is our first page and I'm actually buddy colouring this with Pisces Colours over on Instagram, or I believe she's on YouTube as well. So I will make sure to link her channel in the description for you guys to go and watch her videos as well. But yes, this is our first page we're doing together and I've picked out a few colours here that I think will look pretty cute for this page, but I think we're probably going to need a few other colours as well. Like the background's maybe going to be a nice blue, although it could be a dark green, I don't know. But I just want to get started and I'm going to put my little page behind, and let's just do it. I feel like this page has a lot of like, it's very open to interpretation, you know, like I feel like I could do a lot with this page or I could not do much if I don't want to. But I think I'm going to start with sort of what I know and do this top area here. So I'm going to start with GY7, which is sugarcane. I don't think it's going to focus. Okay, starting with GY7, which is sugarcane. And I'm just going to go in all over this area. I think it will be cute to do kind of like a little moss effect, I guess. I've been colouring so much these past few weeks. I did have a week where I didn't do many complex pages because I wasn't having a very good week. But other than that, I've been colouring quite a lot, but I haven't really had the energy to film. But I've been like really desperately wanting to do this page, but I know that I wanted to do this series and colour through the whole book with you guys. I really like watching Tulip's cozy colouring corner. I'm so sorry. My mind's like blank today on names, it seems. But yeah, I really enjoy watching her videos, and she colours through Cozy Cuties by Coco Wyo, which honestly is another one that I would really enjoy doing. My mum actually bought me a second copy of it the other day, which I was very excited about because I was like, oh my gosh, I can do one for myself and one for YouTube, which I'm going to enjoy thoroughly. But yeah, I really want to colour through a bunch of books on my channel, but this is like the first one because I feel like Berry colouring is just so iconic and I love their style. But I get kind of like perfectionisty about it, I feel like. And I feel like I need to overcome my fear of just like actually working in these books and colouring it and stuff. And one thing that I've really like has helped me shift my mindset lately is the realization that I can just buy the books again. Like, the colouring books are not that expensive. If I mess up so badly that I literally hate the whole book, I can just buy it again when I've completed it and do a better job, and it'll be a learning experience. So that's kind of helped me relax a little bit in terms of like being a perfectionist when colouring, because I don't want to be a perfectionist about it. I just want to live my little life and have fun, you know? I tried to edit my mic settings so that you guys would be able to hear the pen sounds a bit more, because I know that some people find that really calming. I couldn't get it to sound good with like my voice and the pens, so I haven't managed to do that for today's video. But if anyone does know how to do that and still have it sound like good quality, then do let me know, because I am but a Minecraft YouTuber. I only know how to add I only know how to make my videos good for gaming, and even then, I'm not that good. So if anyone has any tips, let me know, because your girl needs help in every aspect of her life. But this would be a really good start, I think. I don't know about anyone else, but I am very much like a sort of person who colours in multiple sessions. I'm gonna have to move these pens. They're irritating me. I was like, oh, that's so aesthetic, that's so cute, but that's not who I am. Sorry. I colour in multiple phases though, like I'll start a page and work on it for a few days, because I tend to start multiple pages at once so I can like flit about a little bit, because I have ADHD and I like doing that. Helps keep me interested. It's nice to have different colours or different like shapes and stuff, different characters, because each book has its own little different characters, and sometimes it's fun to I don't know, work on a few at a time and switch it up a little bit, you know? Okay, so that's that first layer done. So I've got horseradish, which is G140, and I don't know if it's really going to be a good colour match for this sugarcane. 1 minute. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to go very well. I'm going to colour a little bit on a blank spot here and see, because I think this is going to be a kind of cooler tone. It might be okay, but I feel like I may actually go with my Old Faithful colour scheme, which is going to be to add GY5 and maybe GY8 as well. So that is these guys. And then in which case I think I'm also going to do like the stems of the flowers in GY5 Absinthe. So I'm just going to colour those. Ooh. I'd love to know what your favourite brand or like artist of colouring book is. Berry colouring is definitely one of my faves, and obviously our Old Faithful Coco Wyo. Another one that I really like is Sui Sui. And also Miss Kitsch. So that's kind of a few, isn't it? But you know. It's also GY4. What colour's GY4? GY4 is yellow green. I think I'm going to use that. I think I'm going to do sugarcane, yellow green, and absinthe together for the moss. But first, let's continue to colour in these leaves. I keep messing up my words today, but it is only 8 AM. I've had about like 2 hours of sleep in the night, so we're just vibing. It may be a bit gibberish vibes today. But do you know what? We're still going to do some colouring. So like we're winning, aren't we? I've been a part of a bunch of like mood board colouring groups on Instagram lately, which is such a fun concept. I love it so much. It makes me try out colour combos that I maybe wouldn't normally. I recently did a page that was all like blues and purples, and I feel like I would never have picked that because I tend to lean more towards like warmer colours. Or like, I guess just more like pastel muted palettes as well. So it was really exciting to try that. But I've just been doing a ton of those lately. So it's sometimes really nice to just not colour with a mood board and just colour things like how it makes sense in my brain that it would be, like making things green because they're a part of a plant and things like that. So I don't know if anyone else relates, but it can be so nice to have the challenge, and then it makes you like appreciate the normal vibes as well. I see a lot of people have issues with alcohol markers and having lines when they're colouring, like where the ink has dried. It's so important to work in like really small sections, and if you have like two areas that you're working on, just keep going between them. Like with this plant, if I was to start colouring in this leaf, um, this is fine, this is just normal colouring, right? But as I come up here, it's going to go off in two different directions, and to avoid any like lines, it's a really good idea to just keep splitting between the two. It can be kind of a lot, and sometimes it's easier to just be like, oh, that's a really small gap, I'm just going to let there be a line there. I tend to do that sometimes with backgrounds. If there's just a lot going on, I'm just like, no one's going to notice that there's a line. But it's a good habit to get into if you're a beginner with alcohol markers, for sure. And then I think we will go back over this moss. We'll just use the same colour again, sugarcane, just to add the first like layer of texture. And I'm basically going to colour like most of it in again, just leaving the edges, because that would be like the lightest bit where the light's coming through. I guess this is a better example of like continuously trying to work on the different sections, because I had to go into two different directions here to go around the heart and the star. So it's good to just keep gradually going around. And then these guys can meet back up here, rather than like focusing all on one direction and getting a huge line down the middle. With this, it doesn't matter too much if there's lines down it, because we're gonna colour over it with other shades as well. We've got two other shades to go over this with. Oh, just this morning watched the Hunger Games prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It was actually a lot better than I was expecting it to be. I really enjoyed it. And I'm very excited for the new one that's coming out. I don't know what it's called, but I know that it's about Hamish, and that's what matters to me, because there is a cool guy, y'all. I love that man. I like that lip. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I think I want to colour in the outfits, maybe? No, I think I'll leave the characters till a bit later. I guess I'll just keep soldiering on with this moss. Now, with these darker colours, I'm actually just going to do a lot of dots and hope that it looks how I want it to. And I'm going to try and make them lots of different sizes, but it can be hard with the brush tip, I feel like, to get them as small as I want them to be sometimes. It's hard to get it looking natural and not like, I don't know, like a person's just drawn it in, you know? That would be crazy. I think after this I'll go back in and just add some dots of sugarcane around the edges, just so that it doesn't look weird. Okay, sorry if the camera's moved slightly. I was trying to stabilize it a little bit so that it doesn't shake as much, but I think unfortunately that is just going to be a part of the setup for the moment. I'm trying to dot lightly, but then I can't get them all different sizes. But that shaking is not the vibe, is it? Okay, maybe that's better, I don't know. Recently really been trying to learn a little bit more about colour theory and like put that into use with my colouring. And I think I am starting to get better. I've started to actually be quite happy with a lot of the colour palettes I've been using. which has been very nice. It's definitely helped having the mood board groups because someone's picking out the colour palettes for me. But then I also just have found in my own pages. I'm so excited to do my little wrap-up video of the pages I've coloured this month. I've already got a lot and we're only like halfway through. So I'm hoping that I'll have these videos out by then because I'm recording a little bit in advance so that I don't have to rush or anything to get videos out, because this is kind of my more like hobby chill YouTube channel. I don't really mind what happens with this one, like we're just hanging out. With my other channel I was very motivated to get it monetized because I don't have a job at the moment, and you know, money is pretty helpful. But with this one I'm just here. I would like to post regularly because I think it's a nice thing for a YouTube channel, and I want to be able to make these videos often because it's fun. But at the end of the day, if I end up having to take a little break, I'll take a break if I can't keep up, because I am going to uni in September and that is ultimately going to be the main priority for me. So now that I've done that colour, I'm just going to go in on the edges with a bit of sugarcane. This is definitely not giving moss just yet, but I think with 2 more colours we'll be there. It's just a case of keeping these edges to be the highlights, so with the rest of the colours they won't come down as far. It will be subtle, and it's much easier to do it subtly with the dots, that's for sure. But yeah, we've like started that vibe now, which is nice. I think I would like to maybe colour these flowers just to give myself a different like colour to look at for a little bit. And I'm thinking V230 Viola might be a good option. I think, yeah, I'll just start. I guess I could do like a bunch of different colours, maybe that would be quite fun. So I will have a look at my other pastels set and see. I did actually have a pastel purple out already. I love that I picked a colour palette and then was like, let me add 10 more colours, and when I need a colour that like I've already picked out, let me just find a different one. I'm not sure what these flowers actually like are meant to be. My flower knowledge is not in the room right now, but you know. We also got Mauve Shadow, which is our 11, so I might use a bit of that for like detailing. But let's just add, maybe this one can be purple as well, and I've realised I've missed a leaf, so we'll go back and do that as well. Oh, this is Mauve Shadow. Oh, okay, that's fine. We'll just use this instead and detail that with another purple. Sometimes it's nice to have different shades, you know? So I think maybe we'll add some like pink and yellow flowers in with these ones. Okay, and then let's find a good pink. I really like Pink Wisp, And maybe we'll use some lemon chiffon as well. That is Pink Wisp, which is RV23, and lemon chiffon, which is YO30. So I'm just going to colour these. And I still didn't do that leaf. I'm really good at forgetting things. But then I think we'll have these colours in their outfits as well, which will be really cute. I don't know if this bit here is a leaf, a petal, or just... I guess it's a petal. It's giving petal shape. So maybe I'll add that as the petal of this one here. Although that one already has a lot of petals, so maybe I'll add it as the pink one. Just for variety. There we go, and I'll do this one pink as well. I feel like this book is so perfect for the springtime. I'm a little bit upset I didn't finish, well not finish, I didn't start it a little bit earlier because it is currently May. So it would have been maybe quite nice to start this in March. But to be honest, even though I'm planning to finish this book, I'm probably still going to be working on it like this time next year, because I doubt I'm going to do more than like 2 pages a month if I even get around to that, because I want to do it cover to cover, and I am aware of my own limitations. This is such a nice yellow. I do love a bit of the lemon chiffon. Then let's colour this in, I think with absinthe. Okay, and while this one's already in our hand, we might as well do the dots over here. This is kind of a long process, but it's a relatively easy way to get quite a nice effect. Yeah, I definitely do enjoy doing a nice little dotted effect. It's really good for like glitter as well. This is basically how you make a glitter effect also. Although I would probably use the end of the pen rather than like the side of it as much. So we just fade it out at the edges a little bit like that. And this is the bit where I would use the end of the pen. I feel like this is a technique I definitely still need to perfect. I see other people's like moss or like bush patterns on their colouring pages, and I'm like, damn, that's really good. And I see mine and I'm like, you can see what I'm trying to do, but it's definitely far from like looking as good as a lot of people's, that's for sure. I would love to know how much time you guys spend colouring per day or per week if you don't get to do it daily. I think I genuinely spend like 2 to 3 hours minimum most days. Especially recently, like it's been kind of the only thing my brain's been able to focus on because unfortunately my dog did pass away last week. So this has been like the only hobby I've actually been able to just like sit and focus on, and I've really needed distraction. So it's just been like when I have any form of energy, I've been colouring. So it's such a nice hobby in that way because it's enough that it keeps your brain busy, but it's not enough that it like actually uses your brain energy, unless you're like doing, I guess, a really difficult page, which I do have one on the go at the moment, but I'm like, this is going to take me a while. But yeah, it's like, it doesn't have to. I also have been doing a bunch of simpler pages, and I would say this is like a medium level of detail, this page, that that's what I'm aiming for today. So this doesn't really like use a lot of brain power because it's just kind of like the standard amount of detail that I would do. It feels quite safe. But yeah, I've been enjoying doing like simpler pages as well. And I definitely want to have videos on my channel where I'm doing that, because I think when you first start getting into like seeing other people's colouring online, seeing a bunch of like complex pages all the time where they've like done patterns and stuff, it can genuinely be like demotivating. It can turn you away from the hobby because it's like, I don't even know how to start. So I may start doing a series where I like purposefully keep it simple. I have a specific book I've started with the goal of like just flat colouring, maybe doing a little bit of shading, but like nothing fancy. I don't think I even used like white highlights or anything. I just literally coloured it and was like, there we go. We did it. We coloured, and that was enough. That was a good achievement. So maybe I'll colour some pages from that and just sort of enjoy the simple vibes as well, because like the whole point is that this is fun, right? And if you're stressing all the time about like, oh, I watched this video and they did a gradient and they made it look mossy and they added a pattern and they made it look like reflective and the colour palette was crazy, it's a lot. But if you look and you're like, oh, this person used a cute pastel colour palette and then they finished the video, that can be nice sometimes. Also, sometimes people don't have the time to sit and watch someone colour for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, which is crazy. I wouldn't be able to relate to that because I'm unemployed. And I very much so can and will sit and watch people colour for however long. But I recognise my privilege. I recognise that not everyone can do that. So I think I'm going to go in with Summer Lemon now, which is Y50, and put it in these little areas, and maybe some of the stars, or maybe all of the stars as well. I feel like it's really hard for me to colour like the moss pattern just because it does take so long. It's hard to do it all in one go because I get a bit bored. I'm like, okay, green, green, green. Don't get me wrong. I love a bit of green. It's one of my favourite colours. But sometimes you just want to hang out. You just want to spice it up. Get some yellow stars going on. I honestly feel like this is looking really cute so far. I feel like I need to give my back a break and go sit somewhere comfy for a bit, but then I'm gonna come back, which is it'll be the next 2 seconds for you guys. So I will see you at that point. Okay, we are back. So it's a bit later in the day, so I apologise if the lighting has changed, but hopefully it's not too bad. I am now gonna go ahead and colour in the hearts. I think I want to do them with R200, which is Coralescence. Okay, Coralescence. So I'm just going to go in and do a little bit of that here, and I've definitely got my page there. The other day I started colouring a different page, and I completely forgot to put my little sheet of paper behind, so that was traumatic because I've now ruined the page that's going to go behind it, but hopefully I'll be able to, I don't know, challenge myself and fix that page. But this looks so much more like red on camera than it actually is, so please trust that I'm not like doing a neon red right now, because hello. And then I've been thinking about how I want to do the background. I think I'm actually going to try and do like a little bouquet effect. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that how it's meant to be pronounced. But yeah, I tried it the other day on a very small space, and I really liked how it turned out. So hopefully I can do it justice. Maybe I'll do like shades of yellow for that. So I could start with either Summer Lemon or Lemon Chiffon. I might go Lemon Chiffon and then we'll have dots in Summer Lemon. So yeah, let's do that. And then I know we have yellow flowers, but it won't look such similar shades because we're going to have little circles and dots and everything all over, so hopefully this isn't going to ruin the page. But if it does, you know, it's a learning experience. Wow, that sounded really fake, but genuinely. We're learning. We out here learning today. We out here educating ourselves on colouring. Wow. My conversational abilities are actually like insane. Like, my narration skills, really something else. I'm gonna have all the comments being like, can you just start doing these no commentary? Like, you ruined the vibe, bro. And I would agree. But like, I'm just a yapper at heart, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't get to see many people, so we've got to get it out somewhere. Wow. Hey guys, welcome to my second video. Today I'm gonna just show you guys how unsocialized I am. I'm like a dog that hasn't ever been socialized. Yap at everyone. Wow. Hope I'm making a good first impression, or second impression, or I don't know, continual good impressions. I have to say, it's been really hard not to prioritise this account over my other account, because all I want to do at the moment is colour, and I have to be like, no, let's get into business mode and play some Minecraft and record that instead. Like, wow, what a hard life. Me in a few months when I'm studying my degree, I'm gonna be like, wow, life sure was easy back in May. I wonder if it'll be May when I post this. That would be crazy. What if I've just like outed myself as someone that's recording like months in advance. People are like, May? It's like literally September, bro. Crazy. I recently got a little colouring planner. When I say recently, I mean literally yesterday. It's very exciting. It's really scratching the autistic itch to just like track every hobby and get statistics for every hobby, because, you know, is it fun if you can't add numbers to it? Definitely not. Am I enjoying my hobby if I don't have some way of tracking it? I don't know, because there's no proof of the hobby. You know? It's kind of a big space. This is the bit where I should have done the talk about, oh, sometimes with the alcohol markers you get lines. And I should have given this example, but no, I picked a leaf. I was like, yeah, that's a good choice. But hopefully this gives a good example of what I mean by like just keep working on different sections. This bit's a lot. This is a big space, so I don't expect it to look perfect. And it doesn't really need to as well, because we're going to do the bokeh effect on top too, so it really isn't that deep, do you know what I mean? We're just colouring some little fairy animals and having a splendid time while we do it. I think my next channel will be motivational speaking. Mental health coaching. I think that's what I was put on this earth for. I'm getting sent signals. Oh my god, this is going to be like in a compilation of like YouTubers who are crazy. YouTubers who went crazy live on camera. I don't doubt that I would be in a compilation like that someday, guys, so stay tuned. Watch the breakdown in real time. I don't know what's gotten into me today. I apologise. I try and be all calm and cozy, but like sometimes the energy just isn't that, you know? Some days I wake up and I think, calm and cozy? Nah, I can't do that. Not today. But I think this is going to be really cute, actually. Let's be sorry for real. It's giving adorable. I watched this video on Instagram. A reel, I believe they call it. And it was like a Gen Z girl who has no personality, and it was literally just me. So that was a real confidence boost. That really made me feel good. Thanks, Instagram, for always building us up. I love social media. Okay, cute. Right, so that's that. I think we'll let that dry for a minute because we've got to do the colourless blender on top of that for a few layers, so we'll put these over here. I might go in with a few little details for the flowers. I just need to find what colours would be good because I'm not 100% sure what colours I want to use for the details. I've been using this app. This isn't an ad, like I'm not big enough to get sponsored, but you can like do Ohuhu palettes on it. So I'm going to do blending set. I'm so sorry if you just heard a loud noise. Pink Wisp, which is Queen Pink. And then I'm going to do Dark Orchid, Antique, what is that? R250. Okay. I'm actually just going to swatch these two colours. Get rid of that now. Just on my super clean piece of paper. Not that one, that's too warm, I think. not that one. Okay. Splendid. Maybe a little bit of antique fuchsia. Let's see. Let's see how that is. Maybe that. So I think we'll go in with details with antique fuchsia, which is R250. But first, let's go in with our pink wisp and just add some detail, like shading, lines, kind of vibe. I don't know. I never really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of doing it. And eventually, if you add enough patterns and details, it doesn't really matter if they aren't perfect, because it all kind of just looks good together. Or at least that's what I think. That's what I think as someone who is not like massively creative generally, like in, well, I'm not very good at like drawing and stuff, so I've always loved crafts. And it's been really fun to get into colouring and be able to do something like colouring artisty adjacent without like being like, oh, I have to figure out the proportions and like stuff like that, because I can't do that. So I can, but I don't find it fun. And like for me, the whole point is to have a little bit of fun in it. So I'm just a STEM girly who likes to do creative things in her free time. Okay, and then we'll just go in with antique fuchsia. I'm hoping this looks good. Just at the bottom. Oh yeah, this is nice actually. So probably just do that at the bottom. And then maybe go back in with our pink wisp and just kind of like go over the top of it, just in the hopes it might soften that up a little bit and make it blend in with everything else. If not, it's not that deep. I just panicked then. I thought that my mic hadn't been on this whole time, which would have been a truly devastating point of my day. Although it probably would have made everyone else's life better, but you know, you clicked on the video, you're here, you're like, what, 40 minutes in? It's your own doing. If you're having to listen to me at this point. Okay, I think this is cute, and then we'll add like white highlights at the end, and it'll go good. It'll be like, this is nice. Okay, and then let's do the yellow flowers. Basically the same thing. I'm just going to go in with, I've got my lemon chiffon again, which became a bigger feature of this colouring page than I realised it would be. But yeah, we've got that, and then we're going to go in with summer lemon and then lemon chiffon again. There's probably like better techniques for colouring petals, but I don't know them, so this is just how we're doing it. I think it looks nice though. And then we'll do this yellow one as well. that went really grey. I did not anticipate that happening, but sometimes the lines like smear and I dislike that strongly. Colouring book makers, please fix this. Me saying that as if a colouring book creator's ever gonna see my video. But yeah, I think this is looking alright, and then we'll just... Okay, maybe I should have done like a full... like just coloured it all in again, like full layer. But I think this is okay. And then we're gonna go with our viola, and we've got this one's mauve shadow. And then I'm probably gonna do maybe like a bit of light lavender on top of viola. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do that, and then with the mauve we'll do lobelia. I don't know, bro. I'm not a colour person. I'm literally just a girl. Like, here they are, these two. So lavender for the viola flower, and then lobelia for the mauve shadow one. First we go in with our little base colour, and I'm going to make sure to not go over the lines so that it doesn't get all smeary like the yellow one. And then I'm so excited to do the little characters. I'm actually kind of glad I saved it to last because I wasn't sure, well, I'm still not sure how I want to do them, but I don't know, I'm like excited for it now. And then we'll do the mauve shadow. I think I'm going to do the little bits of pollen with probably some acrylic markers and just add like a bunch of dots to make that look cool. We'll do like different yellows and some white as well. I'm actually just going to colour this one darker because it's behind. And then we'll go in with our lavender on the viola, and just do that here. And then a bit like... This tip is very soft, so I don't know why, but maybe I've used it a lot. I don't feel like I have, but... And then I think I'm going to try colouring it all and see if I like how that looks. This is just a whole experimentation thing, because maybe it'll blend out a little bit more. And if not, that's fine, it just makes it a slightly darker purple, and it will be lighter than that when it dries down, so that's fine. And then we'll move on to this one and just add... Well, this is actually a really good colour for this. Okay. Okay, and then we'll use a mauve again. And I think I actually do prefer like just doing it a bit more subtly rather than just colouring over it all. So it's a good learning experience. This kind of looks like an actual flower, and I don't know which one it's reminding me of because I don't know flowers very well. But I like that it actually does look like a real flower. It looks better on camera, I feel like, than it does in front of my eyeballs, but you know, that's just the case sometimes. But okay, so we have these guys to do, and then I'll probably focus on the background after that, purely because I would like their little wands to glow, I think. So yeah, so I think to do that I'm gonna use like the same yellows again, or maybe the star could be a different colour. No, I feel like the yellow is a fine option. You can just have it be, yeah, it is a lot of yellow, but that's okay. And then we'll do the summer lemon again, just in there, and then we'll do like a white outline and stuff, and it will look super slay. And then I want to use pink wisp, and what did I use? Antique fuchsia. Okay, no, I don't want to use antique fuchsia. Yeah, I want to use like maybe dark orchid and try that. So I'll just colour this, and then do a little heart in here. And then blend it out a bit more. And then once again, we'll do a little white outline, and it'll be super cute. And I think the wings will glow as well, but I think I want to make her outfit purple and her outfit like a green. So let's go in on the wings with sugarcane, and then we'll probably blend it out with yellow green. So I'll have, oh my gosh, I keep taking the wrong side off. Making these pens over here as well, because right now I'm feeling I'm claustrophobic, Darren. I'm claustrophobic. Right, so we'll do sugarcane on these inside bits, and then like in here as well. So I don't know what colour I actually want the characters to be, but that's okay. We'll work that out in a bit. For now, it's cute. This feels like a very like spring page in the end, which I'm very happy with. In the end, she says, as if she's even close to done. That's funny. Maybe I should have done the colours the other way around, but that's okay. We know for next time. I quite like it. And then we'll just do some in there, a little bit in there. I think it's like a kiwi. That's just me. It's giving kiwi colour scheme. Colour scheme. Wow. Okay. And then I will do purple for our gal over here. Maybe, which colours? I think I liked the viola and lavender combination, so I think I'll do that, but this time I'm going to do the darker colour on the inside, and then the lighter colour, just to switch it up a little bit. Hope that those will blend nicely, and then maybe we could even add a lighter colour. I feel like Orchid Wisp could be good. Yeah, it's kind of warm, but it'll be fine. That's okay. And then we'll just go back in, but like the other way. So from Orchid Wisp, we go back to Viola, and then from Viola, we go to Lavender, which is not blending out quite as well as one had hoped. But maybe if we just keep working on it. Okay, and then I think we'll do that same vibe again. I mean, I should hope we would if it's all her wings. But I'll just keep it all these two. And then again here, I'm just going this way around because it seemed to blend better this way. And I don't think we're actually going to need any more of the darker lavender. So that's nice because that one wasn't blending as well. But I'm liking this. I'd love to know if you guys are colouring along, if you are colouring the same page. I would love to know. So I think we'll do these guys. Let's see. One thing I also would like to do is just get my little black acrylic marker and mark out some sleeves because I think it's weird for this one to have a t-shirt and not the other. So let's just give her a sleeve there. And love that my acrylic markers decided that this is the time for it to dry out. Good job, buddy. Okay, so I'm going to do this little dog first because I want that to be fully dry before I work on it again. So I'm going to be using, I'll be using these colours. So I've got Collingwood Grey, Clay and Swamp Mud. So I'm going to start by going all over our little dog with the Collingwood Grey. I think I want to make this dog's outfit like strawberry themed. So I might look up some inspo for that because I think I have in my head what I want the top to look like. But I'm not 100% sure on how I want the shorts or the skirt to look, I mean. It'll be a good way to tie in this like red colour as well, if I can do that, so. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add some little like blotches to our little friend's face and body. And then some smaller spots as well. And then let's finally add a few little darker brown spots as well. I'm thinking on the ear here. quite fun because you can just add random shapes and it kind of just works, which is nice. Okay, that's cute. I really like how that came out. So that is the dog. We'll add some shading in a little bit. But now we can move to our little bunny. So for this, we are going to start with yellow marigold. Well, I'll just show you all the colours now. So I'm starting with marigold yellow, which will be like back here for the shading. I don't know if you get like blonde bunnies, but you know, that's what she is. So you also probably don't get fairies that are bunnies, but you don't get fairies in general. So really, I don't need to actually think about it that much, you know? And then we start to blend it out with golden champagne, which I'm going to kind of go round the face. And the ears. And probably all of these bits at the... Oh my god, I forgot that I'd drawn that line. That's okay. That'll be fine. Oh, it's not fine. Let's just scribble on this piece of paper until it goes back to its normal colour. Okay. Oh, and make sure to put it back. Wow, I literally just forget the use of the things that I'm using. Love that. That's kind of annoying, but also very much so not the end of the world. We can probably cover that bit up with an acrylic marker that's like a near enough shade. So I've just done it again. I've just done it again on the other... I should have done the arms and then done the acrylic, but that's okay. That's a lesson learned for next time. I've never really added details like that with acrylic before, so... Or at least not at this stage. But I guess now I know why I don't do that. And then hopefully this will dry okay. I'm just going to go over the whole page, the whole shape. Just so that we don't get any like areas where it hasn't blended as well. And then just go over these bits. Okay, I think that's pretty cute, apart from the smudges, but... And then I think we'll just add some pink wisp in her ears. Is this pink wisp? Yeah. Don't know why I'm not using the brush point, but there we go. And then maybe a little bit of pink apricot for their blush, just so it's a little bit more noticeable. And a little bit on her nose. There we go, and on her nose as well. Okay, so I'm going to find some inspo for like the berry colouring clothes. Okay, yes, I can do this, I think. So I'm going to go for like this bit will be strawberry print vibes, and then we'll do a green skirt that's like a little checkered or like plaid vibe. So I'll just put sugarcane here for now, and then we'll go over with other colours. Okay, and then for our little bunny's outfit, I'm probably just going to keep it quite simple. Let me save that. Okay, yeah, I'll just keep it pretty simple. I'm probably going to use Orchid Wisp on the skirt, and then maybe the lavender on the top. And then we'll just shade that and maybe add like some dots and stuff. And this one here. Or maybe I could use the mauve shadow actually, just to bring that in here somewhere. Because that kind of is quite similar to the Orchid Wisp, just a bit darker, which is nice. Ooh, we could give her like this. And then once that's dry, add in like maybe some antique fuchsia, like here. Oh, they're kind of similar colours, but maybe this will work. Maybe I'll be able to put lines around it. Maybe I should have done the Orchid Wisp there, but that's okay. I think I can fix this maybe by adding like this dark orchid here instead on top, and have that be this little top. I don't know, I kind of just did this as I was colouring it, like I didn't plan to do this, it just was like, I saw the shape and was like, I can do that actually. So, we can do that, and then use our little acrylic marker. I'm probably just going to wait actually a second. While we're waiting, we could probably add just some, I don't know, maybe like a light brown, maybe like dark yellow actually would be probably fine. I don't know, I'm just going from the colour on the lid. Yeah, that'll be good. Has like the ones, and here too. So let's do that, and then maybe colour in these little balls, just the colours that aren't pink that are on here. So we can do some yellow and some green. Although there's probably enough yellow, we might actually do a bit of that red, the coralescence, is that? Yeah. So we'll do that, and then that ties those in a little bit. And then we can come in here and just probably would have been a bit better if I'd actually planned to do that, but you know, it came out cute I think anyway. And then I kind of want to do the background now, just to like do something a bit different for a few minutes. So let's I'm just using the colourless blender, which should be in every Ohuhu set. And you basically just make a bunch of different different size circles. And it definitely does not have to be perfect. There's like so many layers in this that if you mess it up a little bit, it's fine. I feel like this doesn't pick up too well on the camera, but hopefully you'll get to see more as I do more layers. You'll be able to see it a bit better. But yeah. I've never done this effect on such a big space before, so it definitely could take a while, but I think a lot of these spots are dried. So I'm going to go over a lot of them again, just because it didn't come out. Well, it's already a really light colour, so removing the ink doesn't always do a ton. Oh, and look, the ink smudged again, but it is what it is. Kind of hard to see where the circles are that I already did. So I may miss some, but once again, it doesn't really matter. We're about to do a ton of other layers, so this is just like the first little bit. It's probably better if I can get a bit closer to the page, but I'm worried that you guys will get an ugly view of the back of my head if I get on camera. But hopefully that's going to be okay. Okay, I think while we wait for that to kind of like settle, I will go ahead and just shade our little characters. So I'm using Collingwood Grey again, and I'm just going to put shadows here. I mean, this one's already shaded, so she's fine. But I just wanted to add a little bit to this lass here. Just colour that. And here. I feel like shading's the part where it all starts to come together, right? But it's just, it takes sort of brain power for me. And yeah, it's just a lot. Okay, so I'm going to go in now with my lemon chiffon and add some more circles. Hopefully these ones show up a bit better. And make sure you overlap them as well with the other circles. You don't want it to look like super uniform or anything. Although I think I did just completely draw over one of the circles. This is already looking a lot nicer. I was thinking of doing like a foresty background for this, but I actually just did that on one of my recent pages and I really enjoyed how it came out. I definitely want to do it a lot more. But it's like literally the other page that I'm currently working on. And I was like, I don't want to do the exact same thing every page. So maybe like the next one. There's a lot of opportunities in this book to do backgrounds, and that is something I'm very excited about because I definitely want to try and do more like varied backgrounds. I think I play it very safe a lot of the time. Okay, so we've got Summer Lemon, and then let's see, maybe we can have a look at getting a third colour in here as well, just to really like make it pop. Where are my yellow swatches? Okay, maybe I can do some Summer Lemon and then maybe a sparse coat of Canary. Maybe. But this is taking more focus. It's really hard to like talk about things as well. But I think it's been a pretty chatty video so far, so hopefully these later bits being a little bit more quiet can be a bit of time for us to just focus in and add our little details. This is really the bit that takes brain power, I feel like, so. Okay, I actually don't know if we even need the other yellow. This kind of just looks like polka dots though, let's be so for real. I'm gonna turn my light on so you guys can see. Maybe. I don't know, the yellow is so light. Maybe it will be better if I add a different shade of yellow as well, just so you can see that are layers before I put any white dots in. I'm not going to add too much because I don't want it to be super like dark or anything like that. Although I don't think this is a really dark yellow. This reminded me a bit of all the lanterns in Tangled when they release them up into the sky. I have so many pens out right now. This cannot be correct. I feel like the white balance has changed throughout this video so significantly. I'm gonna try and get that looking a bit normal. Yeah. I'm hoping that looks a little bit nicer, maybe? I don't know. I've changed so many things during this video, which I hate doing. Because it just makes it feel so inconsistent. But I also don't want it to be horrible to look at, so, you know, you win some, you lose some. Hopefully people have been able to enjoy and, like, follow along anyway. But if not, I'm sorry. I mean, if not, you're probably not here, so I'm just screaming into the void right now. Ah! Just adding some really small dots because I think they look nice. I love that with colouring, the reasoning can literally just be, it looks nice. It doesn't have to be like, it's the right way to do it, because there's no right way to do it. It's just, I like how it looks. I already like how this looks, so I'm very excited to add like the white pencil and white acrylic marker. But first, what do I want to do? I guess it is just acrylic marker time now, so I'm going to get those. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to just colour in here. I think that's a close enough colour that it's not going to bother me too much. And then this one too, can just go there. And then finally, a bit of this dude here. It's not perfect, that's for sure, but it is definitely better. So that's those. These are the Gravy acrylic brush tip pens, by the way. And then I also realised I have these like glitter pens and I want to try them. And I think it'd be really fun to put them on her skirt, so I'm going to do that. And probably just colour the whole skirt, to be honest. Because can you ever have enough glitter? No. The only correct answer to that is no. And these are just a random glitter pen that I found on Amazon. It like doesn't even have the brand on it, it just says glitter, which honestly, iconic. They're definitely not the best, but they are cute. And I will try and lift the page up to show you guys the glitter. It's kind of like silver glitter in a pink pen though, which is fine, but it just makes it look grey. It looks like it's smudged like ink or something. Let me just... Okay, I think you can kind of see it there. But yeah. And then I'm going to add my little white strawberry seeds on here. Trying to spread them kind of evenly. And then maybe let's add, I maybe think her little, this could even be frilly. do that. Which is kind of cute. And maybe add a little star. Which I can only draw stars this way. I can't do it like freehand. I'm no artist. But we can do that. And then she has a little star on there. And we'll add her little highlights. And you have your little highlights. And then I want to do the wings. I like to make the wings look a little bit more detailed, so I'm just gonna get a bit more of this coming out. Yeah, so the first step is just outline all the black marker, not black marker, black lines. I don't know why I started with this side because now it's awkward, but you know. And then I'll start this side this time. Ooh. And that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. But that's fine, we'll wait for that to dry. And while we do, I'm going to get a little green pen and I kind of want to add, do like some dotting with acrylic pen. Just like on these bits. Because I don't know if I don't like how the lines look with this leaf or these leaves. So I'm kind of like, I might just cover it and then do some dots and just kind of do that for the leaves. I don't know if that's going to look weird, but at the end of the day, it's not deep. I feel like my natural like instinct is to colour this side first, but that doesn't always help when you're right-handed. I think this is fun. Whether it looks good or not, it doesn't really matter. It adds interest visually. This is the warmest green that I have, which is crazy because it literally looks blue on camera. But I might go with like a yellowy green. Just to add even more. This is gonna be such a long video, I've just realised, like, sorry y'all. Really thought, oh, berry colouring, so simple, what a simple, cute, cozy, cute. cute and cozy. Wow. Apparently my wording ability has just gone out the window. That's good to know. So we've got that, and then I've got this, which is like a very warm, maybe almost like neon-y green. But it might be a good, like, just add a few. Maybe I should have just started with this colour all along. I don't know if I like how this looks on camera, but in real life it's not too bad. Yeah, I think I'll just go like this. I feel like so much of learning to colour and stuff, learning new techniques, you just have to trial and error. And things don't always turn out how you want them to as well. And I think being able to accept that is a very good strength. But I just wanted these to look a little bit more interesting because everything else is kind of patterned or in some way a bit more interesting. And these leaves are just kind of here, which isn't that fun. Okay, I think that looks a bit silly, but you know, it is what it is, bro. Maybe then I can go like this. Just like clean up the first ones where I didn't really know what I was going for. I mean, not that I know now, but you know, I think that's okay. It looks so much bluer on camera. I'm not really sure why. I think the saturation is up, is why. Okay, this is more true to what it actually looks like, so that's better. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna go back in with my little white liner and just do this. I was gonna try and make the wands like glow and stuff, but I honestly think there's a lot going on. And probably good to just kind of finish this up with the level of detail that it's got after we've added our white highlights. So I feel like I get to a certain point and I'm like done with a page, and I know that I like if I spent a little bit more time I could probably level up my pages loads, and that would be super fun. But it also gets to a point where it like starts to feel like a chore to me anyway, and like I am just doing this for fun, so let's keep it fun, you know. I'm now just going in and adding some more little lines. My strat for this is literally just I used to colour butterflies as a child, and this is exactly how I did it, so yeah, I think that's good honestly. And then just I did just put my hand right on the bit that I'd just coloured in, so that's slay. But then we just literally copy whatever you did on the other side. Here it's just that with a bit of that. And then a bit of that. Cool. And then this one, I think it can probably just be a bunch of lines going in random ways. Like a leaf almost, I think suits this one. So we'll just copy that over here. Oh, I don't know why I started on that side again. Classic me. So that, and then that, and then that, and then that. And then I'll probably just add some little dots in here, just to fill the gaps a little bit. Maybe even, I don't know if that's too much, but it's there now. Yeah, and then some more. And then for this, we'll just do that and that. And then a good thing to do is just go back over any black lines that you've covered up. Okay, and then I'm gonna get my white charcoal pencil and I'm just sharpening it a little bit. Okay, these are just like some cheap charcoal pencils that I got off Amazon, and I'm just gonna continue with this. This is actually like an off-white, so it's like almost a light yellow. I think it'll work perfectly fine. This is one of those details that like doesn't feel like it adds much, but if you do it without it, I feel like it just doesn't have the same level of depth. It's like you're in between the colours and then the white gel pen or acrylic in my case. Okay, I feel like that's looking really cute. And then the final thing to do is going to be to just add some more circles and little dots with our white acrylic pen. You can also add little star details if you want to. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to. I might, because it's quite like a magical scene. Oh, this is damaging the paper, but it's fine. I'm always like having to try and get more paint out of these pens. Initially I thought they were really good, but I think they're just very similar to every other acrylic marker in that sense. I'll probably add the stars once I've done everything else, just so I can space it out accordingly. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add little, almost like little plus symbols. I'm not very good at these. They always look a bit too big, or they just look like I've put a bunch of plus symbols everywhere, like it's never like, oh, star, which so I was a bit hesitant, but you never learn how to do things if you don't ever do them. Doesn't help if the acrylic pen continuously runs out, but yeah, I think that is going to be it actually. I think we've kind of, maybe I'll add a few little white dots in our tree. I think when I first started I wanted this to look like moss, but I don't think it looks like moss. I think it's more like an overhang, leaves of a tree, something like that. But yeah, and then maybe we can add, oh, I never added the dots on here, which is something I said I would do. So let's just do that, and then I think that'll be our final sort of task. Maybe I'll overlap with the lines just to like, I don't know, if I want to. Need there be more of a reason than that? And then I guess we'll go in with some of our other yellows. I've got 4 yellows, so I was hoping they'd show up a bit better over the top of the yellow I've got. But I also don't think my lighting's that great at the moment, so it's hard to see stuff like that. Maybe I'll use the lighter one in a minute as well. And we're going to put some white on here as well. We'll just put these back. And then we've got like a cream almost colour, so we'll do that. Oh yeah, that's nice. Now it looks like a bunch of little bits of pollen. And then okay, I think this is looking pretty nice, so I'm gonna put everything away and I'll get back to you guys in a second. So I've turned on my light, so it's hopefully you guys can see a little bit better because the lighting was not ideal. But yeah, this is our page. This is the first page in our Berry Colouring Fairy Dreams page. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. Our next page is going to be this one, which is super exciting. These are kind of like dragonfly wings, so I'm going to try and do something with that maybe. But I can't wait. Don't know what's on that, but there we go. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This came out like 100 times better than I anticipated, and the sparkles look really good as well, which you can kind of see. Yeah, in the light that looks really nice. Not in the light, it looks grey and smudgy, so that kind of sucks, but it's fine. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.